Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conductor's Spring Summit 2026. My name is Wei. I'm the Chief Product Officer of Conductor. Great to be with all of you today and chatting a little bit about the AEO agent economy. I think this must be my 30th or 40th presentation this year that starts with AI is changing everything. But joking aside, AI has for sure changed the way we all search and look for information. As I was setting up a new laptop over the weekend the other day, it dawned on me that I seldomly go to Google anymore as my first destination to look for information. I also can't recall when is the last time I actually clicked into any of the search result links. I think we're now all wired to be able to just receive answers instantly for whatever that we might be looking for by asking AI. I'm also pretty certain at this point that many of you have one of these chatbots that you use regularly as part of your daily workflow. But AI didn't just change the way humans seek information. It also foundationally changed how software is being built and also being experienced, I think, forever. Yes, the SaaS web experience is here to stay, I think, for now. But increasingly, users are working directly actually inside an AI surface. This has resulted in the most overused word probably in the last century, which is agent. I think everyone is selling you some kind of AI agent that promises to make you 10 times more productive with 1/10 the cost. Unfortunately, AI agents built on really bad data architecture and siloed data especially do not yield the outcomes one may expect. Disparate tools that didn't speak to each other before do not become more magically connected just because you are now connecting them with AI. What teams really want is an experience where they can ask questions and get answers, where the data and context that power individual applications become unified so AI can ground itself and produce accurate results. And AI agents that actually run workflows end to end, but meet users where they are within their existing environment and tool stacks. Putting the perspective of digital marketing and AEO, it's a dream scenario that a small team can simply input, for example, what goals and results that they're looking to achieve, and then just have AI take care of the rest. But we're not 100% there today. Not all software are agentic by default or have the connectivity and grounding to interoperate with each other. And for many businesses, traditional search still drives a large amount of traffic to their websites, where they can't solely focus on only optimizing for AI. So for those reasons, no wonder AI isn't exactly living up to the promises of those 10x productivity gain claims. I'm sure you all have had some experiences with bad AI outputs or what's referred to commonly as AI slop. What exactly is AI slop? Well, if you ever go to ChatGPT and just input a prompt and ask it to create a piece of content without grounding it in your brand's tone and voice, without any knowledge or wisdom from a domain expert, without search and brand intelligence data, you most likely will get something back that you wouldn't be okay publishing to your website or for humans to consume. The danger of bad automations such as this actually is made worse with agentic technologies, because instead of producing one bad output, you might be producing hundreds of bad outputs, or bad outputs at scale is not good for anyone. Well, if you ever felt that way when working with AI, you're not alone. Foundationally, in order to get good AI outputs, you must have the right data and context for AI to act on. This was one of the primary inspirations for us here at Conductor to create Conductor's agent stack. We want to build AI experiences that will get adopted and used by all of you. We understand the hybrid world that we're all living under right now. We want to make sure that the solutions we introduce can meet you where you are and give you the flexibility of many entry points depending on what you have access to or feel comfortable in leveraging. No matter how you choose to use Conductor's agent stack, all of it is built on Conductor's unified AEO and SEO data engine, where we do not leave data siloed and noisy, where it actually creates confusion in a large language model surface, but rather unified and structured so AI can leverage it and produce superior results. Now, let me walk you through all three of these solutions that make up Agent Stack from Conductor. First, LLM apps are native applications and agents that are pre-built and deployed inside your favorite AI chatbots, such as ChatGPT, Claude, or Microsoft Copilot. With these native LLM apps, you can ask questions of all the data that you have in Conductor, create personalized visuals and dashboards, or activate the data in an automated agent workflow. Here's an example of a personalized brand sentiment analysis for Wayfair. You can converse with it in natural language. This is an example of Claude Cowork, a desktop agent builder. You can ask it to pull brand sentiment for a very specific search engine for a particular time period. Claude leverages Conductor's MCP and all of your AI search performance data, summarizes the information into digestible formats. Leveraging Claude's agent capabilities, it can fire off, in fact, multiple requests in parallel and compare, for example, results over different snapshots and give you a comparison view. And when you're happy and satisfied with the analysis, you can ask Claude to turn the data into a beautiful and personalized dashboard. Instead of one-size-fits-all analytics, you can get the graphs and charts to look exactly the way you want, but have the confidence the data is accurate and not hallucinated by AI. Conductor's MCP server and APIs can also make the data and intelligence you curate and analyze in Conductor available to other AI services that's not a pure chatbot or search engine. Think of it like a USB adapter for AEO intelligence. Your company may have already standardized or adopted an AI agent platform or multiple. Like for marketers, tools like Optimizely Opal, Salesforce Agentforce, or Writer, all of these solutions can connect to Conductor's MCP seamlessly. Over the past few months, as we've been working on Agent Stack, we have integrated Conductor's data into many of these third-party ecosystem vendors, CMS and DXP platforms for content workflows, agent builders that leverage search intelligence data to automate various marketing campaign tasks, or BI tools where our data APIs can power custom dashboards and reports. We're also excited to welcome brand new users and personas to our platform. Many ISVs, system integrators, and agencies have adopted Conductor's Agent Stack to build solutions for their clients. To make building on top of Agent Stack easy, we have recently also launched a brand new developer experience website where you can find dozens of pre-built and tested skill templates for large language models that leverage Conductor's MCP. We've also made it easy to build with our native APIs by providing a playground experience so you can test with your own data seamlessly. Lastly, our turnkey agents ensure you can get the best of what AI has to offer directly in Conductor's web application, even if you do not have access or do not wish to use external LLMs and agent builders. One of the first agents that we're bringing to market is our content agent. We understand to win in AEO, a brand must have both larger quantity of content, but also high quality content that gets mentioned and cited. Content creation, as many of you know, is a really complex and manual workflow today. If we can ground each of the steps in that workflow with Conductor's data intelligence and provide human-in-the-loop guardrails, we believe this will be the solution that many marketers will find useful and will save many, many hours of manual work. So here's a sneak peek at what we're building. You can pick research, strategy, or content writing, depending on at what stage of the workflow. You can have outputs from each one of those stages. But assuming that you pick research or content writing in this example, you can quickly input the audience, the search engine, as well as if you have brand guidelines of your tone and voice, as well as any knowledge sources, your own wisdom, domain expert interviews or articles that you want to supply. For those of you that use Conductor's writing assistant, this should be very familiar, where you can input this information so that when AI generates or optimizes content, it has all of that to ground the generation with. But what's really cool about the content agent is that instead of working on one piece of content at a time manually, you have the ability to take suggestions from AI. In this use case, it suggested you want to build authority with a content hub of a specific topic. You can pick and choose and review all the suggestions that AI has given in this research agent or recommendation agent, and then decide to act on one or many of them. And when you click go, the agent will run a workflow in the background, leveraging all the inputs and all the brand search intelligence in Conductor to produce the output. And after the output has been generated, it will give you an audit trail and let you review the output of AI so you can see what the content looked like before and after. Content score, which is a very powerful metric that Conductor has introduced, measures the quality of the content on many of the factors that are really important for AEO and GEO. And if you're satisfied with the output, or if you can set a threshold for the content score, that for all of those, you can easily download or send those content into a CMS platform or directly for publishing. So this content agent make content automation and the work of AEO really automated, and but still provide data grounding to make sure the content stays high quality. We're very excited to be bringing this to market, and we can't wait for you to check it out. So with that, it wraps my presentation. Wraps up my presentation for today. Thank you so much for attending. If you want to see Agent Stack in action, you can go to this link and book a demo to see what's possible and what you can build. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I know that today I'm not the only speaker for the Spring Summit. I am so excited to be joined by so many great panelists and speakers. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of Spring Summit.